Yes, yes, hello, it's a Triple B. God bless you all now. That's my new beginning, yo. No more shalom, salam alaikum, or wagwan. Now, you know the Triple B tired of this shit. As I said, man, you can be watching bowls and darts soon. Well, I reckon darts is rigged anyway, man, because you don't need. It's very easy to rig darts, right? Yeah, you tell a guy, look, man, mess this one up. You ain't got to buy one man. You get me? I don't know how much of pro sports is rigged. Some people think every fight's rigged. I don't know, man. I think, like I said, what they do is they try and put everything in the favorites camp. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then the favorite doesn't win. People say, oh, it was set up so he'd lose. Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you got to factor in tomfoolery. But yeah, the Triple B, Triple B didn't want to do a video today, but Triple B does it for the fans like Ricky Hatton, eh? It's all about the fans, especially them fans who suffered during lockdown, and they're thinking, all I want is a Triple B video, eh? So I've got to give them one, for the people and the fans. So yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's funny to me. So Conor Benn, Nigel Benn's son. So he's been linked up with Mikey Garcia, the original bum. Yeah. People call him a bum. I spent some time, on a Mongolian basket weaving board. Yeah. And Mikey Garcia is known as a bum. I think that's a little bit harsh. It's a little bit harsh. He's a 4-weight world champ. If you look at his things, But to me, he's probably the best managed fighter ever. He'd be nothing but ordinary and over-the-hill fighters. Yeah? Like, I don't know, Orlando Salido and people like that who were never that good. Yeah, he beat Lomachenko, but by coming in overweight and hitting him in the balls. And that was like Loma's second fight. I mean, I stand by Loma's one of the best fighters I've ever seen. But he turned pro too late, right? And he fought too high weight. The man's got no shoulders. He's got his little arms. He looks 2 weights below everyone he fights. But I've never seen those kind of skills, man. But anyway, this is not about Loma. It's about Conor Benn and Mikey the Bum Garcia. Yeah, but Mikey, he's been well managed, man. Like I said. Yeah, he's got 2 losses. He was schooled by Spence. Absolutely schooled. Now, it wasn't that much of a surprise, Garcia has fought between 126 and 140 pounds. Well, he's fought a bit above that, but those were his championship wins, right? And the weird thing is, right, you look at Mikey Garcia's Instagram. I don't like to sit there like stalking fighters' Instagram, but he says retired champion at 126 and all the other weights and 140 up to 140, 4 weights. So he said he's retired. Huh? And he's gone up and down in his career. He's gone up to lightweight and then he'll go, down to lightweight and then go up to lightweight again. And he's been very, very well managed. I don't agree with his bum. What freaks me out the most is his hairline. He's got a very hairy forehead. He's like Coogan's baby. Coogan Cassius, Rami Nathan. His baby got hairy forehead. That's just like Mikey Garcia. He looked like one of them. You get them freaks in Mexico, where Mikey's from really originally, and they're very hairy. They're born like super hairy. They got hair on their face and things. Yeah, Mikey reminds me of that. He's got some thick, weird hairline, man. Huh? But he's not a bad name. And so Eddie Hearns, wants Conor Benn to fight him next. I don't know if anything's been signed, but they've been talking about it. Yeah, and Eddie Hearns is desperate to make a star out of Conor Benn. I understand it in some ways because he hasn't really got that many stars on his hands. I mean, Gagey's fading. Yeah, Canelo just got beat. I don't spend hours thinking about who he's got on his books. I want to see fights. I want to see good fights, right? I don't want to sit there talking about contracts and paid days and pay-per-view. Yeah, and purse splits, which is basically what boxing's about these days. I've said this many times, but I have to repeat it. Yeah. So Conor Benn. So Eddie thinks he's got a star, can make a star out of Benn. Now, obviously, Benn I don't mind him. He gets a lot of haterism. Yeah. What, mate? He's a white geezer, and I'll come in there to bash him up, bruv. He sort of tries to ape, what I mean by that. He tries to be a bit like his dad, who used to be like. But Nigel Benn, is a legend. There's no doubt. Funnily enough, Benn, was so brave in some fights, but also swallowed some. He's an enigma, they say. He's now a pastor, I think. And I think he lives in Australia or something. But Conor Benn, he gives me the creep slightly with his weird hair transplants, or beard transplants, and then he's got like all the tattoos, that crazy. Something about all them tattoos that make me suspicious, man. They don't look good. You know that. Now, I know we all get dragged away by fashion and by what we see in magazines and all that, but I'm always very suspicious of guys who get so many tattoos. They end up on their face, their head, the Adam's apple, this kind of thing. And he says he's a Christian, Conor. I hope he is, but I don't know, man. They buy these guys out, yeah. And Eddie thinks he's got a star. Well, as I said, he's got that name value, right? But has he got the talent value? Yeah. He don't want to risk Conor Benn. Now, if you look at welterweight, it's stacked, man. There's so many good fighters there. Was it Spence, Crawford? Are they welterweights? I think so. and the other guys below that, Ugas, people like, there's a lot of good fighters there. And Eddie Hearn knows that Conor Benn ain't going to beat them guys. Yeah, he wouldn't even put him in against David Avanesian, right? Everyone talks about that, but Avanesian, is a solid, good fighter, and he would present a lot of problems for Benn, but he's not a huge name, so it wouldn't be a marquee fight, if you want to use that term. So what Eddie Hearn is doing, he don't want to risk Conor against them guys. He's waiting for one of the title holders to move up in weight and then grab a vacant title against a bum, or a title against someone who doesn't deserve it, It's possible. He's waiting for a super fight, a British super fight against Josh Taylor. Now, Josh Taylor is at 140, but he will move up to 147, certainly, in the near future. And that would be a big fight. That'd be a big fight. And you can't, I don't like no Eddie Hearns, with his fake 4 fights and 3 KOs heavyweight record as an amateur. Lies, with the shenanigans, putting his face everywhere. He wants to be the star. But I think it's good management. I don't blame him totally. Conor Benn Avanesian is, I'd say, 60-40 to Avanesian. And Avanesian is no pound for pound favourite fighter. Yeah? He knows Conor Benn's limits, man. And he knows he's got a story. He knows he can make some money out of him. I don't really see Conor Benn being a big star. He just hasn't got the talent. But there's a story there. Now, a Josh Taylor-Conor Benn fight for a vacant title, and they can sort this out, would be a huge fight in Britain. The Sun would go nuts, all the popular papers. Oh, we got the undisputed light welter champion Josh Taylor moving up, Scotland's finest ever, against Conor Benn's son of the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. Come on, man. They love that thing, man. So I'm not going to blame him, Eddie Hearns knows Benn's limits. And, it's a business. Pro boxing is a business. Even amateur boxing is a business. That's why you get dodgy decisions. That's why you get Tony Yoka beating Joe Joyce in the Rio heavyweight finals, super heavyweight finals, because they wanted to push Yoka and his girlfriend or wife, Estelle Mosley. Now look what Yoka's turned out with. He's been blown out by Vakoli. So anyone who's naive enough to think pro boxing is a sport and not a business, I mean, I don't know, man. Your IQ must be low. You must not have thought about it. You must be a casual. I don't say that as an insult, but you're an idiot, no doubt. You're no doubt, And you know what? The hardcore guys will think, and they'll be bitching about, it's a BS match. He should be fighting Avanesian. He should be fighting blah blah. Conor Benn. No, man. I mean, they're being a bit naive in themselves, and they want that fight, and they realize that this is not a top level fight. But the casuals won't. They go Conor Benn vs Mikey Garcia, the 4-time weight world champion. And that's the thing, man. The reality is, the people that make boxing big are the casuals. They're not the hardcore. The hardcore guys will always be there. And they'll watch boxing regardless because they're addicted and they love it. There are some hardcore guys that leave. I'm thinking about it myself. I've known a few people, but mostly you get drawn back in because once the boxing bug bites you, you don't leave it very easily. Yeah, but the people that drive the big money, the Joshua supporters, the Tyson Fury supporters, all them lot, they're casuals, man. And they read the Sun, and they read the back pages, and they go, "Oh, look at AJ." I once had a guy, right? Yeah, he were a bit racist. He didn't really like black guys. But he was like going, you know what though, Joshua's different though. Joshua, he seems so humble, so nice, I wouldn't want him to go at me daughter or anything, but he's a decent fella. I was like, you high, man? Because they just swallow that. People get so easily indoctrinated, manipulated by the mainstream media. And I'm just talking about boxing here, yo. Let alone everything else, man. I just had a video banned about Nazim Hamed, being in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I'm bigging up Anthony Joshua whilst his country, Yemen's been flattened. And I was asking some questions, and he got banned up. So, what do you know about that? You can't talk about certain things, man. But as I said, the Benn Mikey Garcia fight to the hardcore, you'd be like, cynical. Oh, Mikey's retired. He's a much lighter weight naturally. He's given up on boxing. He got outboxed by Sandor Martin. Is it Martin or Marin or something? And nobody. Conor Benn will batter him. Yeah, but I'm not that bothered by this fight, to be honest with you. And I don't expect anything less. Why would Hearn throw in his one of his few alleged stars against someone like Avanesian who hasn't got a name, or even why he might throw him in against a top guy like Errol Spence, but he knows that's a cash-in fight because he will get destroyed. Yeah, he'll get destroyed, and that's the end of that. That's the end of the Conor Benn story, right? And Hearn needs his stars at this point. Yeah, he needs the stars. Again, nothing's been signed to my knowledge. I'd be fairly interested in this fight, though. I would expect Benn to beat him. The question is, could he stop him? Now, that's kind of interesting. So, I'm not a total hater of this fight. And I understand it from a business perspective. But I think Conor Benn would win on points against Mikey the Bum Garcia.